What's up, good people? You're watching BRUDDC Entertainment. I am joined by the lovely Eva. Eva,
Hi.
how are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. Obviously, guys, you know that we've done an interview before. Eva wasn't particularly happy with the interview, so we're in person today. We're doing a day in the life of Eva. And Eva, you've lived an extravagant life. Let's just start from the beginning, Eva.
Okay.
What was it like for you growing up as a child?
Hard.
Okay, talk about that.
Yeah, I had a hard childhood. My mum was an alcoholic. She had drug problems. My mum and dad separated when I was very young, like a baby. And I used to see my dad every weekend. But yeah, my mum was she had bipolar.
Okay.
Went untreated.
Oh, so she didn't. So what? There wasn't a diagnosis. I imagine that came much later.
Yeah. I mean, I'm ancient now, so back then there wasn't really.
Mental health wasn't even heard of back then.
So and she didn't get help for it. I think maybe if she got help for it, it'd be a different story. But
so you were kind of left with your mum to sort of bring you up, then, sort of.
Yeah, and she wasn't maternal at all.
Okay.
I mean, I was very much wanted, but I think. Once she had me, it was a different story. I mean, she had a lot of problems that happened before me, and I think it just fucked her up basically.
Okay, that's all right. Okay, so where did that leave you? What was you left to do then as a child? Sort of like, what would you say if there wasn't that sort of like, you know, that sort of mummy sort of vibe sort of
I
thing?
tell you what, she gave me love.
Okay.
But she didn't give me much attention.
Okay.
I was left on my own a lot.
Yeah. So what did you get up to in that alone time then, sort of?
I was always worried about my mum, looking after her. I mean, she tries to commit suicide quite a few times.
Wow.
Opened her wrists up like this way.
And how old were you when the first time you saw that?
The worst time when I was about 10.
10?
When she opened her wrist right up, I mean, I went to my neighbours because there was blood everywhere. Yeah, I didn't think I'd ever see her again when they took away now.
Wow. What does that do to you at 10 years old to see that?
It messed my head up, basically. I mean, bless her, she's not around no more. She died about 5 years ago. She had to see me, had blood poisoning in front of me.
Wow.
So, yeah. And even though she had all her problems, I loved her very much, and she was my best friend, really. I mean, I came to accept who she was. She wasn't going to change. So, yeah, I mean, I had a child very young, 18, and who I was with his dad for 20 years. I stayed with him mainly because I wanted my son to have a mum and dad relationship, mum and dad, which I never had. He was a good man. He worked very hard, but I wasn't completely happy. He neglected me quite a bit. I don't think he meant to.
In what way would you say, like, he neglected you? Was he a good partner? I mean,
well, I was very much like a housewife, even though I was a stripper at the time. Now and again, he went to work, as I said. He never took days off. He'd get in from work and just put the PlayStation on and just, you know, play computer games. You know, I'd have dinner on the table and all that. And
I think most men are quite guilty of that nowadays.
Yeah.
But I think some women would say, I would love it if my partner was like just going to work and then coming home just to play computer games. Like, at least you know he's staying out of trouble. You know, he's got, rather than being out there, you know, doing God knows what, you know, having to worry about that. Some women would actually love it. I do know, obviously. I'm a young man, and I like to game as well, and I'm probably like most men that game. We're probably all guilty of doing that as well. But you know, obviously, when you've got a wife, that's you got to make sure that you balance the time.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, some women don't want to see their husbands anyway. They're like, yeah, just go on your computer. I don't want to see you anyway. Just go on there. Okay. All right then. So I mean, you're in the adult industry now,
Yeah,
and you're a what is it you do now, sorry?
I'm an escort.
An escort. Okay.
Mhm.
And what would you say has gotten you into like? Why would you say you became an escort?
Well, I left my son's dad when Ben became 18,
Mm-hmm.
and I met Jack, who I fell in love with very, very much,
Mhm.
and we had a great sex life, which I didn't have with my ex-partner.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, he had problems, drug
Wow.
problems,
Wow. What trying to get you got a problem getting out? You mean?
gambling problems.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
So
And-
he had a lot of problems there.
Yeah, and then one day I just said I couldn't do it no more,
Mm-hmm.
and I said I was going to leave him, and about 4 days after, I messaged his sister to say, "How is Jack? Is he okay?" And his uncle rang me and said he hung himself.
Wow.
Yeah, and he died. And well, yeah, that.
How long were you with him for?
About five and a half years.
5 years. Wow. And then, I mean, it's hard for me to say anything because it's like no matter what, as human beings, we always are gonna feel guilty about something like that.
I feel so much guilt.
Yeah.
And I know I shouldn't.
No. Yeah. I think because it's like if someone's abusing themselves in terms of gambling, alcohol, and stuff like that, whatever, you know, they're not. It's not an ideal situation to be around, you know.
Yeah, no, it's
And
very
I
hard.
imagine you done your. I imagine it took you a very long time to, and it would have been a very hard thing to walk away from him anyway. So, but yeah, I imagine you just when everyone gets to a point where they just had enough. I imagine
Yeah.
that's where you got to.
It was bringing me down. I was in the end. I was like mothering him.
Mhm.
I mean, his dad actually said to me after he died, like I practically probably kept him alive for the last
Mhm.
couple of years.
Mhm.
But yeah, I have a lot of guilt.
Still.
Still, yeah. I mean, it's been 3 years.
Wow.
Maybe 3.5. I mean, COVID hit just after,
Mhm.
so I was very isolated. And it was the first time this is the first time I've ever been on my own.
Yeah.
Because I met my son's dad when I was 18. I was only with him 3 months and I felt pregnant.
Mhm.
So I was with him 20 years and I was with Jack. So yes, it's the first time I've really not had a partner and
Okay.
been on my own.
Wow.
So yeah, it's from losing my mum and then losing Jack.
Mhm.
I still do feel very much alone.
Wow. Wow. That's very sad. So I mean, the escorting thing at the minute, like, how did you jump into this world? Like,
Well, I got left really with no money, you know, in my 40s. So I needed a way of, you know, getting money in.
Yeah.
And so I started OnlyFans.
Mhm.
I can't remember why, but I did anyway. And then so I can't remember how this happened either. I started doing a few sex parties.
Okay. What does a sex party involve? Were you paid to be there, or?
Yeah, you get paid like £600, but you're there from like I think it starts 12 noon, and then you finish about 11 o'clock at night.
That just sounds crazy.
So
I mean, we had the interview. Everyone's probably seen the clips. These sex parties, you're paid £600 and you're expected to sleep with up to 60 men.
Well, there's about 60 men that come throughout the day, maybe more, and there's 12 girls.
12 girls.
So you can work.
Okay, so it gets balanced out a little bit then.
Yeah, but then, you know, I'd always find quite a few men would gravitate towards me.
Okay.
So that, you know, once one guy finishes with you, there's another guy. Yeah.
How does what are you thinking during this time? I mean, how does any rational person even think around stuff? Because you're in your 40s, like you've been through relationships, you've been married, you know, what is in your mind thinking when you get to that stage? I mean, some women when they get to 40, they find they're more wanting the sexual activity. They feel a bit more.
My sex drive has gone way up since I got to like 38.
Yeah, women do say that, but I mean, to have like men after men just turning up. I mean, you must have been fed up of it. Like, how do you even get through that day? Like knowing that you're there all day for £600.
Right, I used to hide in the toilet sometimes.
Jesus, that's so sad. Honestly, that's so sad.
Yeah.
Hide in the toilets, like, you know, and.
I mean, there'd be points where, like, you have a man in front of you where you'd be, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then one behind you, you know.
Wow.
Yeah. So you get jawache and.
Because at 40, you know, like, we're nearly we're halfway through our lives, like, you know, that age, you're thinking about freaking knitting and sewing and doing this stuff. Well, I'd hope so. I'd hope so. But gangbang parties at, like, in your 40s, and, you know, like, did the money, I mean, how did that money even, did it seem worth it at the time, or did you feel you just kind of needed to do it to make the money?
When I look back at it now, the money was absolute crap, because now I can make that in 2 hours.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So, I mean, I'm glad I'd done it, because I wouldn't have got into escorting. Because there was a girl there who done escorting, and she said, "Oh, join adult work." And that's what I done, and no more sex parties. Yeah. I mean, I do a little bit of porn now and again, but that's mostly for promotion. But yeah, definitely something I won't go back to. I mean, the last one I done was in Birmingham, and I actually walked out of the last one in Birmingham. Last 2 hours, I think I walked out. I just couldn't do it. I was like, no, this is not for me.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Like, your mind must be like thinking, I want peace now. I mean, you look like you've got the world on your shoulder. I've got to be honest. You look like, I mean, you look lovely. You look lovely. But I mean, when I look at you, I just see a woman that's got the world on her shoulders. Like you've got the kind of look that says, I would rather be anywhere, rather than here right now.
Yeah. So I say, any rich men that are looking for a wife, I will take care of you if you take care of me. Whisk me away to some tropical island, and I will give you amazing heads.
Wow. Okay. Well. To be fair, I mean, that's what I imagine. Like, I was having this conversation recently with people, and we were talking about like how people in the sex work are treated and how they're frowned upon and how they're looked down at. Yeah. And I was generally saying, like, you know, most men have desires that they can't actually talk about with their wife, and they're scared of it. Like, you know, there could be a totally reasonable person that goes to work, has a wife, everything, but he's got a few demons. We'll get into the demons in a second. But, you know, there's men out there that like just have one or two things that they like doing, and that their partner probably wouldn't feel comfortable. Their partner wouldn't feel comfortable doing.
They would divorce.
Yeah, I think that's the scariest thing. If most women knew what their husbands was getting up to in sort of like the alone time, the dark time. I think women would have a heart attack. But do you think, obviously it's wrong for men to go outside their relationships and do stuff like that. But I mean, what's your take on it?
Well, a lot of men say to me, they say, the reason I do this is because my wife won't do this or that.
Yeah.
And I say, have you asked her?
Mm-hmm.
And they say no.
No, they. Yeah.
And I say, well, why don't you bloody ask her?
Yeah.
You know, it's about communication.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I don't know if they're too scared to. I mean, because some of the things. I mean, my eyes have been opened.
Okay. Let's. This is gonna become very un-PG, guys. Now, okay. So now we're gonna be. Eva's gonna be telling us a few requests that she gets. So, like, what is the worst request that you get? What's the worst one that sticks out in your head that you think, wow?
Some bloke keeps asking me over and over again, and I've told him no. He wants me to blow my nose, snot all over him. He wants to eat my bogies and snot. Some ask, I know. Some ask for me to, after I've been with clients, not to wash, to lick me clean, to save the condoms up that the men have spunked in so they can eat it. I get sometimes I do FaceTime or messages, men in diapers and, you know, baby grows, saying, you know, it feels good to shit in their nappies. And I get a lot of, I specialise in domination.
Okay.
Okay, so I have a few slaves.
Okay.
Yeah, that clean my apartment. I
Oh,
make
wow.
them do it on, you know, crawling around,
Oh, wow.
picking stuff up in their mouth. And I just lock them in the cupboard and I'll watch telly. And I get paid for it. But some of them like to do humiliation outside.
Mm-hmm. What does that entail?
Where I make them walk 4 steps behind me, no eye contact, carry my bags.
Mm-hmm.
I take them into shops where I might put a stick on their back, like I smell a poo. Or, you know, just stuff like they want or ask. Some want me to stamp on their balls.
I've never understood that. I've heard about it and I've seen it, but I mean, like, surely if like you're wearing, like, we can't see it right now, but okay, we can see it. You like, if a woman stamps on your balls with this, you're going to be in big trouble. Like, what? Have you had any sort of accidents and stuff like where you've had to drive them to? You've had to drive them to the sort of.
No, because I don't like taking that bit, the pain threshold bit too far.
Okay, so you're like you're quite subtle with it.
Because I am scared. Like, I will whip them.
Mm-hmm.
I will, you know, do all that.
Mm-hmm.
Like scratch my nails down their back. I mean, until blood. I mean,
Jesus.
yeah.
Scary. Okay.
I've been asked to castrate someone.
You've been asked to castrate someone.
Yeah, for £4,000. I looked the operation up, and it's really quite simple.
Mm-hmm.
You just get a scalpel one side over the balls, like an inch, the other side, and they just drop off. You know, like a cat or dog. And he wanted me to sign a contract, blah blah blah. But I just thought, no, if he gets an infection or something, you know, I'll be in trouble.
Did you actually consider this?
I did.
Wow.
Yeah.
That you were just seeing the £4,000.
Yeah, well, I actually said, look, I don't think it's enough. Can we do 8?
Well, I mean, £4,000, I mean, there's probably risk of you actually spending the rest of your life in prison.
Yeah, that's
prison.
what I thought.
I'm pretty sure
so
you can't.
I upped it to 8.
Well, 8,000. I don't think 8,000 is worth going to prison for 10 years or something like that.
He was like, no, we signed a contract, blah blah. And I thought, I don't know.
Wow.
So, yeah, and then there's a chastity bell, isn't there?
Okay. All right.
Well,
we're gonna leave it. We're gonna leave that bit there now. Okay, leave it there.
Oh,
Let's talk about you, the real Ava now.
Eva.
Eva. Sorry, the first time I've done that. I've done so well not to do it, but the first time I did practice.
Times.
I keep making mistakes. You just look like an Ava to me, but Eva. Okay, fine.
Okay. It's my nan's name, Eva Boss.
Okay, let's talk.
Obviously, it's not my real name.
Let's talk about the real you now. What makes you happy now? What do you look forward to on a normal day? Like, when you wake up, what do you look forward to? What brings you peace, would you say?
I don't get peace.
Really?
So I woke up to 46 WhatsApp messages every day.
Oh, wow.
My phone doesn't stop non-stop. I don't get peace. What I am looking forward to, I would love nothing more to have really get into a relationship.
Yeah.
But no one in their right mind is going to want to date an escort.
An active one, no. But some men, some men are willing to accept you if it's not going to be the man that you want. This is the sad thing.
Exactly.
It's not going to be. It's not going to be the man that you want, like the man that earns big bucks, big bucks. Oh, interruption. Yeah, it's not going to be the man that you want that's earning big bucks, and that can afford your lifestyle. But I mean, are you willing to sacrifice that? That's ultimately the question. Because I think when I look at you, I see someone that just wants to. I think you just want someone to come in and rescue you and save you and just take you away from this business.
I do.
And I think there are men out there that would do that.
Oh, I have had offers on that table.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I don't have a type, but they're always just not my type. And they have money, but it's not always about money. I'm not a materialistic person. I'm really not.
I think most women will just accept a guy that's got his own place. Got a reasonable income, and can sort of like, because once a guy's got his place, he owns his house or something, that does take a lot of stress off you. You just have to be a housewife, and and I don't think that's too hard to ask for. I think there are men out there that would, but I think what they would want is, obviously, when you speak to a normal guy, would I want to marry, or would I want to have a girlfriend that's an escort or something like that? I think it's just like, if you stopped and said, look, I'm willing to stop. But I think they have to just get to know you. I think it's like, and this is the kind of thing that you have to think about.
I'm a very honest person, because a lot of people say just lie. Don't tell them.
In what way would you say you're honest, and how does it affect you? When you say you're honest, does that mean you're just straight to the point?
I'm a bit too honest sometimes.
Okay, so you can hurt. So you've been known to hurt a few feelings, and I imagine, and guys are very sensitive with that.
Yeah, man. Apparently, I intimidate men.
Yeah. Now, I gotta be honest. If I didn't, I have a good way of reading people.
Yeah, me too.
I'm very spiritual, and I can read people.
Me too.
So when I sit down with I've spoken to you so many times before, and I think if I just saw you off the street, I might be intimidated by you. I might be, but because I know you and I've spoken to you, because I know you and I've spoken to you, there's nothing like all the makeup, everything, all the sort of like the persona. I am Eva, the diva sort of thing. All of that goes out the window. I just see the woman behind. I just see the woman that's behind all of that, and that's something that I'm able to do. I'm just able to see people. So I think that's a fair, valid point. And a lot of men are so uncomfortable around women. They just don't know how to act.
Oh God, yeah.
They just don't know. I'm pretty sure in your business, you've seen it, some stuff. Some of the men actually believe. They believe that women are horny all the time. Women want to do all these crazy things, and you speak to a woman on a normal. Most women just want to relax and just watch some TV in their pajamas and stuff. They've got no interest. But these men, they're like, "What are you doing right now?" And they're like expecting you to come out with all this. Oh, I'm laying in bed in my lingerie, thinking about it. It's really sad.
I get messages like, "Oh, I wanked over you 10 times this morning."
Wow.
And they send pictures of their dick, and I go, "What do you think?" And I think, I don't bloody want to see it.
It's crazy.
I mean, dicks aren't the most. I'm sorry, guys. We don't want to see dick pics.
unless of course you're sending $1,000 tips. If you're sending $1,000 tips to girls,
send.
If you're sending $1,000 tips to girls, then they will receive these pics. But it's something that I've noticed. It's this dick. Guys are obsessed with it.
Oh, they are. Yeah.
They're obsessed with it. The guy.
If I was to show you my phone, I mean,
I can as you know, I'm in the OnlyFans management, and I see a lot of chat.
Oh God!
So you can only imagine. I see everything. You know, I see everything. And nothing shocks me, which is quite scary in a way because like, and I imagine for you, because it's like your normality now is like everyone's wildest day. Like they couldn't even imagine the kind of things you've seen or the kind of things you get asked on a day-to-day basis. You know, which is mad. So, but how are you going? Like, obviously, I know deep down inside you want someone to look after you. You want a knight in shining armor to come in. I knew that straight away when I saw you. Like, what are you doing to try and find that person?
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not. I don't really socialize. I don't really go out to bars. I mean, like, in my job, I work very hard. Sometimes I'm up all night. I work through right to the early hours. I'm tired. I just want to get in bed and relax. And
I mean, you're at the right side of 50 now, so I imagine.
Hold on.
The right side or the wrong side?
I'm 46 in December.
Okay, 46. Okay, cool. Oh, cool. You're only 6 years older than me, to be fair. Okay.
How old are you though?
I'm 40.
You're 40.
Yeah, I'm 40.
Yeah.
So
I'd say you could be 35.
Yeah, I get told all the time I look really young.
Me too.
I get told.
I
get told all the time that I look really young, and yeah, it's one of those things. But I mean, going forward as an action plan, I mean, like, I think you have to find something for yourself. You do have to, because otherwise you're gonna implode. You're gonna implode. Us human beings, we can only take so much.
Yeah.
And you look like you're just going up.
Well, I'm giving myself 2 years max. 2 years max. I mean, I don't want to be one of these.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to say it.
Yeah. I mean, I think the OnlyFans is. I don't think there's anything wrong with women doing OnlyFans. Like, I've got a totally different.
I don't
think I've got a totally different opinion and perspective of that now. But I mean, OnlyFans is a lot safer than the escorting. You know, because...
Oh, God, yeah. You don't know. Every time you go on an out call or you open your door for an in call, you don't know how much danger you're in.
Yeah.
And if you really thought about it, you probably wouldn't do it.
Yeah. And the thing about it now, at the minute, which is really sad, like, there are a lot of women, for whatever reason, in a situation where they're struggling financially at the minute. Like women, like even I'm not even talking like looking for luxuries. I'm talking about just so they can pay a little bit of money for their kids' food, like a little bit, give them buy their kids food even, and electricity and stuff. And women are actually turning to escorting and stuff. Like escorting. OnlyFans is like, you know, I think if you're smart with OnlyFans, you can actually do very well.
Yeah, you got to be on it. Though.
Yeah, you got to work. It's like anything. You got to work. It's hard. That's why most people get a manager. Plug.
He's the best.
Most people get a manager, you know. So I think, but it's just really sad where we are nowadays, where women are like, you know. Because no one wants to, I think if you're honest, you know,
and a lot of people don't have the guts to do it.
I commend anyone that, like, this is what I always say to guys when they're talking bad about OnlyFans girls. I say, like, if I'm a single dad and I've got no money and I'm just on benefits or I'm just working a job that doesn't pay for anything, you know, yes, you can struggle and barely survive, but even still, like, you know, everything costs money nowadays. Like, if and for these women that are in these situations and actually just going up and just saying, you know what, they know they're gonna be ridiculed for it, and they're just gonna like go out there and put themselves on OnlyFans and stuff like that to provide for their family, to give their family a better life. Yeah. You know, I mean, as long as they're not hurting anyone, exactly. I say God bless them and go do it. You know,
go for it.
But obviously, if I mean, it's definitely. I would just say if that's that's their option, that's what they want to do. I would just say, you know, go do your thing. You know,
exactly.
It's not. You have to think about. There's a lot to think about because this is the saddest thing about OnlyFans is you get women that are desperate, wanting to make money, or they see other women making money and they say, "I'm better than that woman. I can make more money," and then like they start it. And they don't get the reaction. They don't get the turnover, don't get the money that they're thinking, because realistically, guys, which is really sad, I think it's I think it's 80% of 50% of like the average wage on OnlyFans is about $200 a month. The average wage, and that's the average. The top 10% earn about I think it's just under or just above $3,000. Is it $3,000 a month? Yeah, I think it's about $3,000.
But then if you're sensible, like me, I mean, I've got OnlyFans, iFans, 4Fans, Unfiltered, and there's Discord, there's Reddit. You can sell things on Twitter, WhatsApp. I mean, there's so many platforms.
Yeah.
And if you put the content just on OnlyFans, you can put the same content on all of them.
Yeah.
And then you can earn what you're earning from OnlyFans from all them.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't always work. As you know, as most people know, it doesn't always work. There's a lot of hard work that goes into it.
You got to get
and I think
following.
Yeah.
And you got to get your name
it's
out
a bit
there.
demoralizing as well. Sometimes I find with women, like, you know, they get demoralized really easy. You know,
Of course.
I have to. One of the main things I do in my job is picking people up. They're like, oh, it's not happening for me.
It takes time.
It does take time. And what I always say is, I think there's over 100 million people going to OnlyFans every single month. So I think every woman,
Jesus,
that's the stat. I think it's about that. That's the stat. I think every woman is capable of getting 1,000 men that like her, and these men like you, and they might just be happy with conversation with you. There are men out there that will pay money for conversation.
They do.
with
I
you
get that
because they're lonely. It's really it's really hard for women at the minute that are having to look after their children on their own. Men are just pissed off or whatever.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of sad men out there at the minute that have no clue how to get a woman, how to approach a woman.
Yeah.
Everyone's afraid of rejection, and a lot of men, especially with COVID being stuck in, they've just, like, porn is all they know now, you know, and it's messed their head up a little bit, and, you know, they might meet a girl and they might come out with something crazy, you know, like, and then it's just like, no, I'm not interested in that, you're a bit of a weirdo and stuff. But I think, what about going to the gym and stuff like that? Do you do anything to sort of, like, I think you need something for yourself that takes you away from this business, at least an hour a day just for yourself.
Yeah.
I know it's hard because you're thinking about the money and stuff, but I think you do need something, you know. You do need something, some sort of social life for yourself, something for yourself to do for an hour, half an hour a day that you can look forward to every day doing, you know. I think that's something you definitely need to try and find.
I mean, I have been trying to keep myself up the arse, get into the gym, because, you know, I mean, my figure's pretty good.
No, I mean, you've got nothing wrong with your figure. I mean, it's just something more to stimulate you mentally, sort of thing, you know, just something to look forward to. Or even, what do you love doing? Like, is there, as a kid, what do you love doing?
I love nature. I love that. I love running, jogging.
Okay.
So, but I haven't been that. I got COVID and buggered my bloody chest up. Not these. But,
okay.
Can I flash?
No. Don't flash. Please don't flash. No. Wrong show.
We'll keep that for OnlyFans.
Okay, so I want you now to describe Prince Charming to you. What do you want to find from a man? What your deepest dreams right now? If there's a guy out there right now looking for would you say you're an honest woman? Would you say you're
honest, loving, trustworthy. I'm very a homely person, so I'm a very good cook. No frozen shit. I cook from scratch. I love traveling. That's one thing I want to do is travel more. I've got so much to give, and my Prince Charming, he'd have to be tall.
Okay, tall. How tall?
Tall, 6'4".
6'4".
Well,
Jesus.
my son's 6'4", so I'm not. No, that sounds weird. No, yeah.
Wrong show.
Yeah. No, but about that height. I mean, that's what. Yeah. 6 foot.
Above, a little bit over 6 foot. Then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
what is he? What characteristics would you expect from this guy?
Funny. Intelligent. like the same things that I do. Someone to pick me up when I do. I don't know how to say this. I do suffer with a tiny little bit because I've been through a bloody lot.
You trust me, yeah. Trust me. I see you, and there's no, like, you know, there's the glitz and the glamour and stuff, but I do see you, and you know, that's what I'm saying to you. You need something for yourself, ASAP.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and even when speaking to you before, I was like, you know, you need to make sure you're speaking to people, and when you're doing stuff that you don't particularly like doing, that's just gonna bring you. That's gonna bring you down, and if you're doing it for a job, you're gonna be down a lot of the time, sort of thing.
I do. I have ups and downs,
and this is the sad thing. I mean, it's like people have, like, you know, perceptions of women that do your kind of work, and they think, you know, but you know, in hindsight, you know, you're doing it to try and, I don't know, to sort of find a way of life for yourself, or to provide for yourself. You know, you're not doing it because you like doing it. You know, you're doing it to try and provide for yourself and that. So it's sad, but it's sad, but it's like, you know. But I think you should concentrate more on your OnlyFans, definitely.
Yeah, but it's so hard when you get into escorting. The money is so
I imagine it is
bloody good.
I imagine it is. Have you thought about just like refusing to do the out calls and just focusing on the sexting and stuff like that?
Well, on the out call now, I will only go if they pay a deposit. And then my best friend, I share my live location. So I don't do as many out calls as I used to, but I still do. I mean, like, I know overnight I earn 3,600. You know, the money.
So what are you doing with your money then? Jesus, why are you still in this business?
I just got scammed for 20 grand. So, I mean, stuff like that. I mean, yeah, and I suppose.
Are you good with money, would you say?
I am quite good, but then there's bits of me that aren't. I'm a bit of too giving. And then people stupid.
That's the worst thing ever, lending money. The moment people, and the thing about it is, it's like if you lend people money now, it's never ending. Like, honestly, you're always going to go back there.
As soon as I started earning good money, everyone
wants to be your friend, and it's sad as well, though, isn't it? Because like you make loads of money, and then like you've got all these people coming at you, you know, and then it's like the moment you go quiet, the moment you stop giving, the moment you stop even giving, that person don't want to know you no more. You know, literally, you're the worst person in the world. You know, you're making all that money, you don't want to give me this, and blah blah. Blah. And it's not fair, really, is it? Like it's like you're part of the relationship that they're cementing with you is borrowing money. You know, so that's not good. That's not good.
But also, I mean, the money is good, but then you can have your quiet days.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
What would you say is like your base? Like, what do you want to make every single week, or what's your weekly goal for making money in terms of?
See, I'm happy. I mean, I charge 300 an hour for an in call and 350 for an out call.
300 an hour, and then 350 for an
out call.
Oh,
but that's not. I charge extras like stuff like filming, extras, £100. Things like some A levels like water sports.
Okay.
Anal, facials. Yes.
Okay, I get the drift.
So
what do you want to earn every single week, like comfortably?
Well, a day I'm comfortable with like 600 to £1,000.
What are you doing with the money then? If you're getting £600 a day, like.
But I don't work every day.
Okay, yeah, I get that. But like, on
and then some days I might just do one job.
Yeah.
So that's just £300. So
that seems like enough. To £300 seems like enough.
I know, and that sounds like, and I sometimes like, oh, how do you earn £300? And I think. Some people work all month for that.
Yeah, some people like, you know, some people's weekly wage is probably just above £300. You know, that's some people's weekly wage.
See,
they go to work 9 till 5, and they probably earn about, like, you know, if you're working in retail or anything like that, that's probably going to be your weekly wage, £300 to £500 a week.
See, I couldn't do it. See, once you start earning good money, it's so hard to go back.
Yeah, it's really. I can imagine, and the more you earn, the more you spend.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, like I think back to the days when I was earning like a little bit, there was days where I was earning a lot of money.
Yeah.
A lot of money doing stuff, and then like I used to spend it. I couldn't tell you when money went. I was so bad at it. I used to spend it, and then like I got like a job to do, and like it's way less money, but I feel more comfortable with myself, and I generally have more money. Obviously, I have other stuff that I do now as well, but I'm spending less. Like the moment the more money comes in, it's just like it's just gone.
I mean, I think I keep Uber afloat.
What? Jesus, so you're Ubering back and forth? Then I imagine that's crazy. It's cheaper for you to get a driver, no?
Yeah, I'm thinking about that.
Definitely. If
I have a part-time one.
Okay, fair enough. A part-time Uber driver. Okay, it's good to see you smiling now. Anyway, so what makes you laugh? What makes Eva laugh?
Myself.
What do you mean by yourself? Like, what do you do?
I'm just so fucking funny.
Okay.
No, I'm joking. I am funny, but I have a best friend, and we hang out a lot, and we have a lot of fun together.
Well, that's good. Then. At least you've got that. At least you've got someone to share it with and stuff. Someone to unload to, because it's very good. Are you speaking? Because it's very good to speak. And if you don't speak,
I do. I'm quite closed up about my. It takes a while to get stuff out of me. And in the end, I suppose I just go.
Yeah. At least it comes out. It's when it doesn't come out that's when the situations get like out of hand and it's like
I don't really. I mean, some of my family disown me because of my job.
Okay.
So, but
what's that? What does that feel like?
Well, pretty shitty. But if you're watching, fuck you. I don't care, and I'm not a judgmental person. I don't judge. I mean, I'm not hurting anyone. Sodom.
Well, that's sad. I mean, because family sometimes.
No, it is sad.
Because family sometimes, it's just. It does help. It does help just being able to just see them and say hello. Even if you're feeling crappy, just phone them up when you want. And even just finding out about their family,
Yeah.
You might, I don't know, you probably got grandchildren or I don't know. Or grandchildren. Grandchildren. But you've probably got nieces and nephews or something out there. I don't know, or something. I don't know.
Yes, I have.
Yeah,
yes.
I mean, and that's
which
always.
I don't.
Yeah.
See.
Yeah, that would be nice to see them, wouldn't I imagine? That would be nice to see them go out and buy. And Christmas, when you just meet up with the family and everyone's together and stuff.
I mean, my dad lives in South France, so I don't get to see him much. But my stepdad, who was with my mum, who I love dearly, and I love my dad dearly as well. I see him, and I see my son. Not as much as I'd like to. He's busy. 26-year-old. He's an electrician. Very proud of him. But yeah, I mean, he's over in Kent Way, and I'm over this way.
Okay. So 2-year plan. Where do you want to be in 2 years' time?
Well, I'd love to be doing interior design. I'd love to do that.
What's stopping you from doing that now?
Nothing. I've been looking at courses, and that is. And I was going to start my own escorting agency. I'm back and forth.
I think it's so much headache. Like if you think you've got headache now, it's so much headache, and it's just like I can only imagine that just comes with a whole load.
But
of
I can see myself
as a madam, yeah. I mean, what's quite good for women that have been in the industry is obviously teaching other girls because other girls that are in a position where they might decide to take up escorting, they might not know from them. I imagine if you knew what you knew now when you started escorting.
I didn't have a bloody clue.
Yeah, you'd probably have made your money and be out by now if if you had all the information. Yeah. So that's good information, and obviously as well the mental health side of it as well to prepare women. Yeah, I mean that's maybe even something around helping women or something like that. Maybe be good for you.
Maybe. I mean, I was going to be a drug key worker and help people with addiction problems. But I mean, I would basically love a lovely gentleman. He hasn't got to be, you know, Brad Pitt or look alike or someone like that. I mean, he can't be Quasimodo. I know it's not all about the looks.
Yeah.
You know, you got to have attraction.
Yeah, you got to have attraction. Otherwise,
Yeah,
I think that's the basic thing, really, attraction. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to move on to some fun stuff now.
Okay, fun
stuff now. Okay, so a guy that's, you know, that hasn't got as much confidence wants to approach you. What advice would you give a guy to approach you? Like how? How? If a guy saw you like in a shopping market or something like that, or I don't know, he might even see you on a job. If he sees you on a job, it might be easier to speak to. But let's just say a guy likes you and he wants to get your attention. How does a guy get a pretty girl's attention?
I don't know if I'd say I was pretty, but I think I'm alright, passable. But anyway, yeah, just bloody say hi. My name's so and so. I think you look, you know. Let's go for a drink. Can I have your number? I think if I give that advice to guys and they try that, I think they're gonna get burnt more times than not, because you know women, no matter what it is, like I'm pretty sure you've had it. You've walked down the road, you've seen a guy eyeing you up. He looks okay. He looks like he's your type. He looks like he wants you, but then you just go and just walk right past him. I'm pretty sure that happens to most women on a day-to-day basis because, and obviously I do know there's the word creep is a really bad word that I hate that women throw out. He looked like a creep. He's creepy. Blah blah blah. Women do it. It's getting out of order at the minute. Women labeling men as creep. No, that's. I'm very approachable. I'm very a people person. I'm very chatty. I mean, when I go to South France, they're very middle class, and they go, "Harold, please don't talk to everyone." Or when they go to the market. Fuck! I just fucking talk to everyone.
Well, yeah, women can be like that talking. But some women like that, like to talk to everyone and talk your business to everyone as well. But Eva, we wish you the best. We wish you the best, and we hope that you find Prince Charming. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have. I'm pretty sure.
Rescue me!
I'm pretty sure we're gonna have you again.
I have great tits.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna have Eva again. Eva was very kind enough to share a little bit of her life story with us, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna have her on again, and we're gonna talk a bit more. But guys, thank you very much for watching BRUDDC Entertainment. Check out Eva Boss. Plug your socials really quickly.
Oh yeah, adult work. Eva Boss XXX, 3 X's. Eva Boss XXX, and Instagram Eva _boss 11. My second one Eva Boss 2022, and then Twitter at Eva Boss Lady X.
There you have it, guys. If you want to meet up with Eva.
Oh, and I have my link tree on all my profiles, so all my other socials are there. So yeah, follow me, like me, love me. I love you.
What more do you want, guys? BRUDDC Entertainment. Thank you for joining us.